Welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us today. I think we have just about everybody here. So it's 5 o'clock. We'll go ahead and get started. And here we go. There we are. So I just wanted to introduce ourselves today. So welcome to our virtual Viking Cruises webinar. We're delighted that you could join us for Oktoberfest this week. We want to explore the world of Viking ocean cruising today. My name is Marcia Forsey, and I work here at Magic Cruises in the group department. I also work with individual clients. And normally you would be hearing from Patty Cash today, but unfortunately she couldn't make it to the presentation, so I'm stepping in. Of course, we wish we could be all together in person, but we have to adapt with everything. So I just want to introduce everybody to you here. Here's our staff. You can see Patty Cash there, our owner. Shelly Franks is with us today as well.
Hi, everybody.
And there I am, their third person, Marcia Forsey, and you see the rest of our staff. And we've been here for a long time, and we enjoy all working together. And hopefully we'll be able to see you guys soon too, whenever we're ready to meet again. We've worked with Viking for many years, and so we're very excited to bring them to you today. There's our front of our office there in downtown Worthington on High Street, and since 1988. So it's already been 32 years of creating vacations for folks. We like to provide personalized service. We want to help our clients out, and part of that is educating our clients about popular travel options, hot destinations, and great opportunities. So today we're going to talk about the world of Viking ocean cruises. There's a picture. Normally we'd be, of course, all together. There's a picture of one of our presentations from a couple years ago. And we've had a good time, had some fun together, informed guests about what there is to do on the oceans. We usually have a pretty good time at our presentations and maybe have a little bit of wine, maybe have some tasty treats, some European foods, something like that, to inspire us about the destination. But unfortunately, we can't get together in person, so we all want to be safe and healthy. But we do want to, inspire you and get you thinking about where you would like to go to next. So today's our second in our series of events during Oktoberfest this year, featuring Viking Cruises. And we're talking about ocean cruises today. If you did miss our river cruise event that we had yesterday, we do have the recording posted on our webpage. So it's at magiccruises.com/events. Or if you need us to, we can send you a link directly of the recording. Tomorrow at 5 o'clock, we are going to be featuring Viking Mississippi, which is something brand new, a new itinerary for Viking. And on Thursday, we'll be featuring Viking Expeditions. So some new things. The Viking Expeditions destinations we're going to be talking about are the Great Lakes, the Arctic, and Antarctica. So that'll be something new. Today, we do have at the bottom of your screen, there is a Q&A feature that you can use. So although we can't hear you talking, you can post a question in the Q&A box, and then we'll address those at the end of the presentation. Hopefully we'll have time to do that. And if we do miss any questions, we can correspond with you. We give you a call or send you an email to answer those questions too. But you can go ahead and type in a hi or a hello. We'll see that. So we enjoy interacting with you. So just so you know, we are recording this presentation. So that we can, just like with the other one, post that later on so you can share it, review it, whatever you like. So today we're happy to have with us someone we've known for years and is one of our best representatives in the travel industry and a Viking expert, Rainer Marks. He's our Director of Business Development with Viking Cruises. And thanks for being with us today, Rainer.
Oh, thank you so much. We had a great time yesterday. Thank you so much, Marcia. Thank you so much, Shelly. And thank you all for attending today. I really appreciate the opportunity and your interest and the time that you take out of your day to be here today. So it is, like Marcia said, very challenging for all of us in the industry as travel agents, right? But we don't want to give up on our dreams. We don't want to give up on looking forward, on traveling again, on meeting people in the destination. I would love to visit my family back in Germany. I think you can tell just by the few things that I said that I'm not from around here, certainly not an Ohio accent, right? But, yes, I'm from Germany. So like Marsha said, if there's any questions that you may have, anything you missed or that is not exactly clear, I spoke too fast or kind of went over things too quickly, please type in a question, let us know. We'll be happy to answer them during the presentation or even follow up afterwards. We'll be happy to do that. Now, yesterday was our presentation on rivers. And of course, we got to continue this journey as we did as a company, from rivers to oceans. Tomorrow we're going to talk about Mississippi, about expeditions. It's been a fantastic time, working in this industry, and especially with Viking. When I started Viking in the early 2000s, it must have been, I think we were 5 ships. There were 5 little river ships, and everybody was smiling at us. I was like, oh, look at them. It's so cute. Well, they're taking us serious now, right? We have almost 80 river ships. We have 7 ocean ships that we're selling these days, 2 expedition vessels. So Viking has grown. This little river cruise company has grown into a sizable, feasible company, and not only in quantity. And I want to just bring that up, not to pat my own shoulder here. We're super, super proud of these awards that we've been receiving from travelers that have been on Viking. Since 2016, we have been voted #1 ocean cruise line by Travel and Leisure, which is one of the major industry outlets. So this is a huge award, but being the best doesn't mean we have to be the most expensive. And I think we're going to get that point across here, that we present a wonderful value. So we're going to talk about value today. We're going to talk about some of the top selling destinations, some of the very popular tours that we're doing and itineraries, but also I want to introduce those ships to you and get you some ideas what you can look forward to on those ships. There is a couple of things that really will. And I'm assuming that you have been on ocean cruises, right? You have been experienced ocean cruises, river cruises. So there will be some things very, very different and pleasantly different on Viking. For example, how would you like not having to pay for your alternative dining? Wouldn't that be nice? So the dining venues on the ships are absolutely fantastic. Now, my suggestion would be, do not start a diet before going on a Viking ship. I promise you, we're going to ruin it. You can have the best, the best intentions. It's really hard to lose weight on these ships. It's rather the opposite that's going to happen. And I can vouch for that. So these restaurants are all absolutely 100% included, and the food is nothing short of amazing. Freshly cooked to order. The food program is amazing. Our culinary team has done a tremendous job, from Manfredi's to Winter Garden. All of those are 100% included. You do not pay to go anywhere dining here. Now, some of them are smaller restaurants, and we ask you to make a reservation ahead of time, but again, there's no cost involved. Even the 24-hour room service is included, and it's not only pasta and sandwiches and hamburgers. There is steak and shrimp and all those goodies out there as well. Now, what really makes you understand is the list of things that we don't do, and there's a long list of things we don't do, and I'm sure you will like, if not all, then many of them. For example, this is not a ship for the players. We're not doing casinos on board, because we have guests on board that embrace the destination, want to learn, want to educate themselves, want to get out and experience the destination, the music, the culture, the art, the history of the destination. So with 12 hours each day in port, there is not a whole lot of time left to sit in a casino. By the way, we're not allowing smoking on board, so what's the point? So no smoking on board. And see, number 2 point here, no kids under 18. You have to be 18 or older. So which kind of gears into the adult kind of a cruising, the grown-up cruising, where the interests are a little bit different than, multi-generational cruising. So I see the questions are coming in, and Marsha, you're taking notes of those. We're going to answer them afterwards. No umbrella drinks. We also don't do photography sales, which will be very refreshing. Nobody will put a Viking helmet on you and will try to take silly pictures of you or sell you any artwork on board. This is just not something that we do. Wi-Fi is included, laundrettes is included. So even in the entry-level cabins, which are all outside cabins with your personal veranda, how awesome is that, right? So that's our entry-level cabins, and they have access to free laundry. In the higher end cabins, we do the laundry for you. Not me, no worries. I'm not doing it. You don't want me to do laundry. But there is also the spa is included. We're going to talk about that along the way. Now, if you would, let's say, have a massage lineup, those kind of things you want to make a reservation for, these would be for a charge. But just to get into the basic spa areas, to the thermal pools, to the gym, these are all included. The sauna and all of those relaxation areas are completely included. What else did I forget? We don't do formal nights. We don't do butlers. You will have to do a couple days without your butler.
Oh,
But
no.
I know that hits many of us very, very hard, right? But when we end this meeting here today, and you can agree with me that Viking doesn't nickel and dime you, I think I've done a decent job here. So I want to start with our, one of our most popular tours, and that's actually dear to our heart because we are a Norwegian company that is based out of Bergen. We have sales offices all around the world. We have a very, very strong presence here in the United States and Canada. Matter of fact, 89% of our clientele come from the United States and from Canada. Overall, we're a completely English-speaking product, so you will not hear any other language than English on board, right? Everybody speaks English. So the remaining 11% are coming from United Kingdom. They will come from New Zealand, from Australia. But like I said, the only language on board will be English. And these Viking Homelands cruises, they focus on our heritage. This is our backyard, We always say Scandinavia is Viking territory, and we say that with a wink in our eye. This is really our backyard, right? Many of these ports that we are visiting here on this journey are former Viking villages, fishing villages that over the centuries grew into large metropolitan cities. And, we're connecting them on this amazing 15-day journey for a good reason, one of our most popular tours. There is a number of optional tours, and please talk to your travel advisor, talk to the ladies of Magic Cruises. They will point out to you those extensions that you can add on, like a couple of days in Iceland, or taking that train from Bergen to Oslo throughout the countryside there. There's so many amazing things that you can add on to make this absolutely unforgettable. I mean, it is as is, but there's so many ways you can make this a trip of a lifetime, right? And what's amazing also is, and that's true for many of our cruises, is that they will see a port every single day, right? On this particular journey, we only have one day at sea. Every other day is a day in port, which is really nice, right? So you have 12 hours in port. At night, you're sailing. You get that sailing experience. For breakfast, you're pulling into the next port, and off you go. You have the morning included excursion. Then you come back for lunch, or you stay in town to do exploration on your own or take an optional tour. It's really up to you. It's your journey, and you do whatever you like. Now, with 12 hours, that gives you also the time to experience even the nightlife in town, right? Another fantastic tour is Into the Midnight Sun, where the last one focuses on the big cities here in Scandinavia. This one goes all the way up to the Honningsvåg. We do have London on there. We do have Edinburgh on here. But look at the little fjords and all those little ports up there along the Norwegian coastline. That is as romantic and charming as you can possibly think of it, right? You will see, with a little luck, you will see the Aurora Borealis, right? For sure, you will see the midnight sun. So I already apologize. Your sleep will get a little messed up because the sun never settles, right? Now, here the iconic Mediterranean, and I've done a number of presentations over the last months because the interest in the Mediterranean is very, very strong. There used to be a time of year that we called the dead Med, when nobody wants to go in the Mediterranean. We don't have that, right? We have ships in the Mediterranean all year round, and they are booked up. They're really fantastically booked up. They're doing extremely well. So we have these cruises between 8 days, 15 days. And this particular one from Barcelona to Rome has been one of our strongest selling journeys that we have, because you can combine it with a land tour. You can still get the discounted Viking Air. You do a land tour, spend some time in Barcelona, spend some time in the area around Rome, Florence at the end, maybe an Italian villa, and then still take the discounted air back to the United States. The opportunities are endless. That's where having a travel agent comes in handy. They know all these tricks of the trade, and they will still get you the best deal out there. So Mediterranean Odyssey, if you want to make the cruise the highlight of your journey, these 13 days are a great way to do that, right? Between Barcelona and Venice. As you can see here around the Italian boot, can you imagine the food that we're serving and trying and sampling on this one? Oh my goodness. Like I said, don't start a diet. That's all I'm saying about that. But Barcelona, southern France, right? Monte Carlo, that will be, by the way, a port for those of you that really can't be without a casino. You go into the casino of Monte Carlo. I'm telling you, you have to. Even if you don't gamble, this is something you have to see to believe. It's absolutely stunning. The atmosphere, the champagne, the see and be seen is the key word there. The rich and the wealthy. It is a beautiful city, and a casino is definitely a highlight in many ways. Or even if you have just dinner there, right? Naples, Rome, Florence, the Strait of Messina with a visit in Italy. We learn about olive oil making. We learn about wine making, and then going all the way up through the Adriatic Sea. Touching on ports in Dubrovnik and Split into Venice. So I think you will come up with a couple of things to do in Venice yourself. But if you need suggestions, again, your travel advisors are there for you. They can make additional arrangements for you and even enhance your journey, enhance your, get you a private tour guide, get you whatever it takes to feed your interest to make this an unforgettable journey. Excuse me. Now, our presence takes us nowadays all over the world, and Australia, New Zealand, we're down under, we're in Asia. We really travel all over the world. We're on 5 oceans, on all the continents. Now, even more so that we visit Arctic and Antarctica. We'll talk about that in 2 days. But look at this amazing journey that starts in Sydney and ends in Auckland with overnights. Now you have the best of the southern tip of Australia, Tasmania, and then sail over to New Zealand and do those fantastic ports there on this green island. So if you ever wondered how kiwis are being harvested and planted, that is your trip, right? And so much more, so much more. Southeast Asia and Hong Kong, again, a wonderful trip, one of the more popular ones, even though it's a little longer, it's 15 days, but this journey will take you on 15 days through 4 countries on 6 guided tours. There is a couple of longer stretches to sail, but it is exploring and experiencing the beautiful ship. Then you have these amazing ports here in Southeast Asia that are nothing short of amazing. Fairly easy to get in and out of Bangkok, out of Hong Kong. Very easy flight connections to the west coast there. Now let me show you a little bit around those beautiful, beautiful ships. And we launched these Viking ships in 2015, and they have been absolutely stunning. The beautiful thing is they're absolutely identical, right? The way they are built. So whether you are in Viking Sea, Sky, or any of the other ships, they are very, very similarly in build, contemporary, serene Scandinavian design. Look at this beautiful atrium. When you walk onto the ship, you have this gorgeous 3-story atrium with a digital screen there that shows art throughout the day and photography by resident photographers. There's music, playing throughout. It might be a piano player, a flamenco guitar player, or a classical trio playing chamber music. And adjacent to this atrium, you have those gorgeous living rooms that are inviting to communicate, to converse, to make some friends, or converse with friends that you might be traveling with, right? And these rooms are full service. They have waiters coming through here. You see folks here enjoying reading a book or just conversing, having a good time, listening to the music or playing a game. Now, the best spots for exploration, especially when we're sailing a coastline, are these explorer lounges up on deck 8 with amazing views right above the captain's bridge. So you have the same view as the captain here, right? These are 2-deck explorers lounges that give you amazing views over the coastline, over the sunset, sunrise. If you're an early bird, I'm not so much. I don't know about you, Marcia. Are you an early bird?
I would be up there. Yeah.
You are? Yep. So morning coffee. The beautiful thing is when you're up there in the Explorers Lounge, there's an army of baristas making coffees, macchiatos, lattes, espressos, and it's all included. So no nickel and diming whatsoever. You know, there's croissants, freshly baked croissants that will bridge you over to breakfast later and half an hour later. There is the wonderful winter garden where you have tea time offerings here that are absolutely fantastic. Again, with classical music, it's very, very popular. So again, there's lots of baristas. They blend the teas for you. Are you familiar with Tivana? Tivana, where you can kind of order the tea flavors. They blend it for you, or you choose from big jars. Similar concept here. They blend the teas for you, whether you like it a little bit flowery, a little bit smoky, whichever way. They blend the teas for you, and it's really fantastic presentation. They do a wonderful job here. So if we would theoretically take a couple of steps back, we would be entering the pool deck. So here in the pool deck, we can open the roof here in warmer waters, South Pacific, Mediterranean, of course. We open this up and you have movies under the stars at night. Remember what I said about no kids on board, nobody under 18. You will barely ever see anybody under the age of, I would say, 40. This is about the youngsters on board, right? And that is a reason, there's a reason for that, right? So it's embracing the traveler that is a little bit seasoned, that those are adult travelers. There is no party bands, there is no contests around these pools, there is no animators, none of this. When you come on these ships, it's not boring by all means, but what strikes you first is the serenity, that sense of, I can hear my own thoughts. You know, these are like-minded travelers that like to converse, that like to listen to classical music, light classical music. I think I have heard a Beatles band, a Beatles revival band. I've heard the Rat Pack. This is as rowdy as we get in the nightclub. Right? This is so. And yes, we do have a nightclub that is open later. We have the big shows on board. We have those as well. But we also have resident historians that give lectures on board on history, on all kinds of topics. Number of pools on board, like the infinity pool here in the very back of the ship, which is heated. Very lovely to explore and see the destination from a pool, right? Speaking of pools, there's some indoor pools as well here in the spa. And what's nice about the spa is none of the spa staff, as you get in there, will ever approach you to sell you anything, right? We have a policy on board that the traveler will be left alone until they ask any of our shop staff or, if you will, the spa staff. They will not be approached or bothered with any sales. You will not be handed any pamphlets about sales events on deck 4 this afternoon, what have you. That's not going to happen. There's no art auctions. This is about exploration, about your relaxation, about your well-being. And these spa areas are accessible to everyone. There's no cost whatsoever. Now, again, if you like to have a massage, you would sign up for that. Absolutely. If you want to do a Pilates class and you have a coach there, you would sign up for that. But the basic spa services, gym and all of that is 100% included. So is the saunas. There's a number of saunas on board, dunk tanks. There is tanks where you go in and cool off, because the Norwegian spa, bear with me here, the Norwegian spa kind of bases on alternating between hot and cold. So you go in the sauna, you cool off, and back and forth. Now we are Vikings, we're taking this to the next level. And one of the features that we have is the snow grotto, right? So if you want to really take the cooling down part serious, you go from the sauna in here and you rub yourself down with snow and you spa like a Viking. Now, again, this is optional, right? You don't have to. I hear folks in Ohio are very hardy people. They are used to snow, but that might be going a little far. So now let's talk a little bit about the restaurant here. The restaurant's layout is what's unique besides the amazing food. Food is fantastic. I've had probably the best beef bourguignons, the best filet mignons I had in here that are absolutely tender. They were cooked to order perfectly. So there's not one restaurant better than any any other restaurant. But what's unique about this layout is that the tables are all facing the windows. So there is not a center of the ship where you might be unlucky having a table not seeing what's going on around you. All the tables are facing the destination, and that is fully on purpose. So we have service areas in the center of the ship, and all the tables are lined up to see outside, look out the destination. These windows that you're looking at, these can also be opened up. So in warmer areas, you have that sea breeze going through the restaurant. It's absolutely beautiful. And, you know, South Pacific, Caribbean, Mediterranean, that there is just something to say about having that sea breeze come through. Like semi-outside dining is, it's fantastic. It gives you an extra little bit of appetite, I'll tell you that. Now, let's look at this unique restaurant here, which is called Manfredi's, also 100% included. You do not pay to dine here. As a little insider tip, try the porterhouse steak that is marinated for 3 days. I try to get the recipe from the chef, but they protect that recipe better than the Coca-Cola recipe. I can't on that recipe. It is divine. It's absolutely amazing. Some homemade pasta with that, some gnocchi in a mushroom sauce, and that steak with it. Heaven is all I'm saying. Is absolutely amazing. So we do have in all our specialty restaurants, we do have private dining, little rooms with 10 or 12 also available to you if you're in a small group. You want to dine in private, no extra cost. Just talk to the maitre d' and they make a reservation for you. Unique concept also are chef's table restaurants, which is a multi-course sampling meal. The chefs have a lot of fun with this. Imagine 7-8 courses each. Every 3 days, I believe, the menu changes in here. So the chefs, they get very, very creative. Sometimes I would say they get a little carried away, but they have a great time pairing these courses with beverages. So you see the maitre d', you see the chef come out explaining the courses. This is a celebration of food, really. So when you make a reservation at chef's table, plan some time for that. So this is not an hour-long dinner. This takes a little time, but it's so worth it. It's conversation.
Yes, you get the full experience. Right,
it's a whole experience. It's really amazing. Try it, have fun, enjoy. If you're a foodie like Marsha and I, you're going to have a fantastic time. Now, Mamsens is our Norwegian deli on board, where you can sample some of our, heritage dishes. Mamsens means mother, so it is named after the matriarch of our chairman's family. She was quite a chef, right? And we're using some of her recipes for the open-faced sandwiches, for the cakes, those kind of things. And they're open numerous times throughout the day. Really a beautiful spot for a small little bite or a nightcap. The split pea soup, I always walked away from dinner and left a little room for the split pea soup up here late at night. So good. Oh my goodness. So outside dining, I mentioned that we have a lot of alfresco dining. So imagine you're sailing on Viking homelands, that coastline of the Norwegian fjords, and you have waterfalls coming down left and right, and you have breakfast there. You have champagne, you have your eggs, and this is like sailing through Narnia in style. I'm telling you, it's absolutely amazing. So outside dining, I'm sure you will love it. And let me walk you through the cabins. Those are absolutely stunning as well. So these staterooms that we're talking about on Viking ships are all veranda staterooms. Every single cabin has a veranda. So there's no inside cabins. It is indeed the perfect retreat to excuse me, I don't know what's going on here today. But these are beautiful retreats to relax, to unwind, to really enjoy these open and airy spaces. And speaking of which, take a look at these amazing cabins. This is the worst cabin on board.
Not bad.
Not bad, right? It is a
Yeah.
king size bed. You have your private veranda. And when I say entry level, I say that with a wink in my eye. These cabins are fantastic, right? There is no obstructed views. Any of those, Marsha and your travel agents will be able to show this to you. There is no lifeboats, to worry about. It is really your preference. Do you want in the front of the ship, back, midship, high up, low? Those are the preference. There is no, bad cabin on board whatsoever or obstructed views. Take a look at these amazing cabins. Those are your penthouses. So a little bit more space here. You have more seating. You have a larger cabin. And these desks, they feature a vanity that you fold open. So you have a magnifying mirror there with a lit vanity. Our suites are kind of featuring two rooms. You have the living room, you have the bedroom, and then in extension, the beautiful terrace to walk outside. Here's the seating area. What's also unique is that instead of putting very, very expensive artwork up there and having then to relay that pricing to make up for it, you see all the artwork in the cabins. I don't know if you know that, but we have schools in Vietnam, in China, that we sponsor for the less fortunate, for the poorer folks over there, that we sponsor. And we ask all these kids in those elementary levels, hey, make pictures for us, draw pictures for us. And those are the very pictures we put in the cabins. Those are really tastefully done. And those are from kids 8 to 12 years old. And they're amazing. They're absolutely fantastic. So a very heartwarming touch to it. These pictures that we chose to have in our cabins here. I mean, there's fantastic artwork all over the ship from renowned artists. There's about 1,000 archaeological pieces, art pieces, sculptures, paintings that you can visit with our art app. So you have free Wi-Fi on board, you download it and you can do a tour of the ship on your own and listen to that, learn about the art on board. But here in the cabins, those are paintings from 8 to 12-year-olds, Vietnamese children, Chinese children, Dominican Republic. We have a school that we're sponsoring. So from all over the world. Now let's bring it back into the cabins. I get carried away. I got kids too, so I have art of my kids here everywhere. But the penthouse, the cabins are not only wonderful, but also the bathrooms, and that's your standard bathroom with the oversized shower cabin, right? All of the cabins feature large showers. We opted against bathtubs because not everybody nowadays takes baths, right? And by opting for oversized showers, you have 6% more space to spread out. And that space you see here in our standard bathrooms with the shower cabins that are giving you a lot of space to operate in there. I mean, I am 6'1". I have plenty of room in there. You have those reinforced shower heads. Even the mirrors here on the right side are heated from behind so they don't fog up. A lot of thinking went into these cabins, and you will absolutely enjoy the subtle luxury that you will have all over that ship. And the larger cabins on board are the Explorer suites. Here you see the seating area. When we talk about a suite, it's always two rooms, living room and a separated bedroom, that are really, really beautiful. These cabins are large enough to entertain. Now, if you are a company CEO and you want to bring your staff on board and you want to operate from the ship, we do have an owner suite. Talk to Marsha. She has all the information on that. I didn't put the information in here, but there is a boardroom. You have the same high-speed internet as the captain and all of these things, but it's there if you need it, right? So owner suite, keep that in mind. The Explorer Suite veranda is absolutely gorgeous. They are all at different sizes because the layout and the location of those Explorer Suites varies, with the location on the ship. The cabin layout also varies, but look at this fantastic bathroom here where you have actually a tub and a shower in the same cabin. All the other cabins that we spoke before feature only a shower. And with that, I think I came in right around a half hour. I want to hand it over to you, Marcia.
Okay, great. So I just want to go over some of the promotions that are currently going on. All the attendees should have received an email from me with the flyer information and a couple links for more information. Since we aren't in person, we can't hand out packets like we normally do. But the great promotions that are going on for the month of October, basically you just need to make your reservations by October 30th with us, and we'll be able to sleuth out those promotions that apply to the itinerary that you're looking for. It does vary depending on what part of the world you're thinking about, what dates you're looking at. There's special airfare promotions, there's discounted cruise fares. So there's a lot of different things. Past guest discounts for those of you who have traveled with Viking before. You can be eligible for a past guest discount. Plus you can make referrals as well. So if you've traveled with Viking and you want to introduce someone new to the world of Viking cruises, you can take advantage of that and get a referral credit for your next trip. So it's a really good time to lock in these savings if you are ready to plan for the future. Let's see here. Yes, so also Viking has their risk-free guarantee that they are offering now. Of course, things being a little questionable sometimes with booking further in the future, Viking wants to offer some flexibility. So the risk-free guarantee is that flexibility. Offers you peace of mind, and you can change your travel plans up to 24 hours prior to departure without any change fees. You get a future cruise voucher, and as long as you use that within 2 years. So definitely lots of flexibility. It's nice of them to be offering that right now, and it's automatically included as long as you book by the end of the month. So just want to be sure that you are aware that they're offering that. And then Magic Cruises also has some special things going on now for reservations that are made right now. We are offering $200 shipboard credit and $200 extra savings per cabin. So that's in addition to whatever promotional offers that Viking has. So we want to be able to offer that to you as well. So when you're ready to plan, you can call your travel advisors here at Magic Cruises. One thing to point out too for the shipboard credit is that is something that can be used in advance if you are booking any optional shore excursions, as well as it can be used on board. Those are cute cats. So there were a couple of questions. Let me just look to see if there's any more. Okay, so a couple of questions that were posted. How fast is the Wi-Fi on board? So the Wi-Fi is pretty good. And I'll let Rainer answer this too, but in my experience, Wi-Fi is pretty reliable most of the time, depending on if you're going through a weak spot or something like that. Maybe not for streaming movies, but for almost all the other applications. Would you agree with that, Rainer?
I do. No, here is my approach. I don't plan on doing any business from the ship. So if you have to send larger files or photography or videos, I would refrain from doing that. But just for simple emails, it will work just fine. To look up the morning news, your news articles will work just perfect. Also, you have TV in the cabin that will have the major news outlets in your cabin. But like you said, Marcia, the streaming services are not available. So if you're looking at Netflix, what's the other one? Prime, that will not work. And it's not necessarily limited by the speed, but it is disabled outside the US. So if you sail outside the US, this is a disabled feature. But it kind of comes down to limiting the bandwidth. If
Right.
you would open it up for everybody, the captain wouldn't be able to use his navigation. That's a bad thing. So
Got to leave him some bandwidth, huh?
right, we kind of have to assign a certain bandwidth to each login, and that's really how it works. But to be honest, it works well. Certain times I have even Skyped from the ship with my family, and it worked well.
Okay.
Now, if I picked the time that everybody was in bed, that works, by the way, from the river ships too. It's a little insider tip.
Mhm.
If you're an early bird, get up early, do your Skype, you get it in, it works just fine.
Sure, just like any traffic. Wi-Fi
Yep.
traffic increases and then it slows down. The
Exactly.
other question, another question that was asked is, does Viking offer any Atlantic crossings? Which I know that they do, and it does vary depending on which direction, which ship, what sort of itinerary it's going to be. Is that right?
That is correct. There's not a whole lot of them. And, you got to take into account that you have those 5 days on the ship, but it's something that you will love to suffer through. The ships are absolutely gorgeous. There's very few of them. And the main Atlantic crossing I think you're asking about is from the Caribbean over to the Benelux countries like Portugal, Spain. That is on the way when the Caribbean season closes out and we're heading the ships over to back to Europe, because in the beginning of the season here in the United States and in the Americas, we bring the ship the northern routes. So we take from the homelands, we're going to Iceland, Greenland, and come down Halifax, that
Mhm.
route. So a very, very interesting tour, but it's not the standard crossing there from Southampton to New York. That's
Right. It's a northern route, maybe a little bit longer, or
It
on another
is.
time of year, they might do something from the Caribbean or South America over
Correct.
to Europe.
Correct.
Okay, so we'd have to look at those in detail, but we can help you with those. Okay, so that's for the questions.
Real
I
quick,
wanted,
this is Shelley.
Yeah.
And I don't have a question, but I just wanted to make a quick comment is, as you're looking at the itineraries on Viking Ocean, please notice how many of the itineraries have an overnight at the beginning and at the end of the itinerary, because that's amazing to have those overnights. Normally, you fly in. If you don't do a day prior at a hotel, you're off and running, or if you miss your flight, you've missed it. So having those day priors on the ship, it's comfortable. You're with Viking the whole way, and I think that's an amazing benefit to the Viking Ocean cruises.
that's definitely a good point. When we were looking at the itineraries earlier, I was noticed that's one of the first things I look at as being a travel planner is, does it have an overnight? And a lot of them do.
Very
Yep.
true.
Yep. I guess we'll go ahead. We have a couple prizes to give away. So the
We
first
do.
one, I'm going to hold this up. First one is a Viking cookbook. So the Swedish meatballs and tiramisu and baklava, all sorts of wonderful things in the Viking cookbook. So Reiner, we have a little quiz.
Yes. And for those of you, I would get ready. We want you to type the answer to my question into the chat box, into the Q&A box. So we're going to look at the first person to answer correctly. So that makes it really easy for us. Now, my question is, and it's a simple number that I need you to enter. How many ocean ships can you currently book Viking cruises on? How many ocean ships can you currently book Viking ocean cruises
It's okay
on?
if you guess.
You can make a wild guess.
Okay, keep them coming. Oh,
I see them coming in.
maybe more.
So let's see. Oh, we don't have the right answer just yet. I guess we have to go with who gets closest.
Are we getting it? Wait, what's this? Okay, she straddled him there. Oh, that's funny.
With Reiner, he's got that they go to 7 continents, so that might be a clue.
Yes. I
Put it in there.
think I think this is it. So should
Okay.
since we haven't given one away yesterday, shall we give away two?
Okay.
Huh?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, we can.
because there's two answers. One is right above and one is right below.
Oh, that's Peggy.
Oh, that's the
Peggy.
same person. So she earned it. She really earned it.
She earned it. Yeah. So Peggy's the winner of the cookbook. Okay. So
the right answer is 7 ships. You can currently book seven ocean ships with Viking. The second question for your gift card.
yes, gift card to the Hofbrau House. Okay, get ready.
So the big question is, how many years is Magic Cruises in business? And Marsha mentioned it. How many years is Magic Cruises in business now? Oop.
Oh,
What
let's see.
happened here?
Yep. They got that number right. That's
Do we
great.
have it?
Okay, so the first
Awesome.
one was
Wow.
Susan. Right on the nose. 32 years. That's great.
Fantastic.
Okay, so Susan is the winner of the Hofbrauhaus. So I will contact you and we'll get that to you so that I can get it to you. We can do an e-gift card or we can send it in the mail. So I'll give you a call to arrange that for you. So great. Well, thank you everyone for participating and listening in. We're happy to help with any questions and making plans for your next trip. Thank you, Reiner, for helping us out today. And we'll
My
see you
pleasure.
next
Reiner.
time.
See you
All
next
right,
time.
everybody. Thank you. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.